hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer.
Now, Huda, you guys, is in a little bit of drama, okay? We haven't seen her in some drama since that little kid called her and said, no, instead of the N-word. Now, apparently, the dude she's dating right now, Lewis, she has a child. Now, the child's mother filed a restraining order because she allegedly threatened her child. Okay. They said a judge reportedly signed off on a temporary restraining order against Huda after her boyfriend Lewis, ex-girlfriend, claimed Huda threatened her and showed up to her home. According to court docs, Lewis Russell's ex, Nicole Oliveira, went to court and asked for protection, alleging Huda made disturbing threats and tried to break into her Los Angeles apartment building. Nicole claims Huda swore on her daughter's life that she was going to unalive herself and then allegedly made what she described as terrifying threats towards Nicole, her daughter, and Nicole's son. In the filing, Nicole says the situation escalated when Huda allegedly showed up to her building and threatened to knock the doors down. Police were reportedly called at the time, but TMZ says LAPD told them that they have no official record of the call. Nicole also claims Huda has continued harassing her on social media and says the alleged behavior has left her fearing for both her own safety and her son's life. A judge has now granted a temporary restraining order, which bars Huda from coming within 100 yards of Nicole, her son, and their home. I believe this 100%. I'm sorry. If y'all haven't watched Love Island, please don't speak on this. And I'm talking about the full season, not an episode or a clip. You watch the full season and come back to the story. Y'all gonna be like, oh, she did it. Because the way that she treated Jeremiah, she was 2 seconds from calling Jeremiah a nigga. I don't care what nobody say. She was about 2 seconds. She like, you stupid nigga. Like, she was so quick to so close to saying it. She probably said it and they cut it out. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. She probably said it and they just cut that bitch out because they didn't want it to make the cutting room floor and get canceled. But she was this close to saying it. The way she treated Jeremiah was like low-key, like threatening towards him, demean him, called him a bitch. And then this was the icing on the cake. It was when, I forget her name. Iris. When Iris came in the house and was talking to Jeremiah and then went up to the Sky Bridge area and was sitting with Iris, which was another cast member. So if y'all don't watch Love Island, right? So Love Island situation, how it works is they have people that come in that are boom shells. So they come in throughout the season or whatever, get with the cast and see if they're interested in getting with somebody new. So it was this girl named Iris that came in. She was interested in the dude that she was with. They started sitting on this like Skybridge situation. And she was already mad at the Jeremiah guy. She came in and went up there to her. The girl was sitting by herself from what I remember. And she was just like, so like, what's going on with you, man, Jeremiah? And like, she was low-key pressing the girl. I'm not gonna lie, Iris lost me because like, you should have cussed her the fuck out. Like, girl, don't be asking me shit. This is a dating show, bitch. Get on my face. Like, man, the stuff that Huda got away with, like, I wish they had put on another season because somebody would have tore her to shreds. Like, if they put Huda on season 6 from the episodes that I've watched on season 6, they would have tore her out the frame. That would have been the first Love Island fist fight on the US version. Because ain't no way. She would have got popped straight at. Because ain't nobody finna be taking your shit. I remember that episode vividly because I'm like, this lady really like, she low-key punked Iris. And Iris is so nice and such a surfboard type of girl. She's like, like, yeah, like Zen Wen type of girl that it's like she kind of let it happen and got away with it. It really was sad. So I believe it. I really do. I believe it. Now, after this happened, he then posted her and put the queen. Hold on, y'all. He put queen, my queen, on there. So clearly he must hate the baby mother. He clearly must hate her. You know what I'm saying? He clearly must, can't stand her. All right. And I'll be watching so much ID channel. So situations like this could end up very dire. You know what I'm saying? I love some ID channel. Oh, I love me some ID channel. Okay. And I done seen many stories like this. Many. All right, so I was able to obtain the whole court order, you guys. That first page, I will not read it because it does docs everybody's like full name, addresses, etc. But we're going to start off with the bottom of the first page where they say, "Why do these people need protection?" Okay, meaning the child, the son. So she writes in this first bottom of the first page, she was making threats against my son's life as well as her own daughter life and her own life before she Ubered to my son's home, broke into the building and threatened to knock down our doors. So then we get to the second page, as you guys could see on the screen, and they said, when did it happen? February 21st at about 1:30 a.m. And then it said, who else was there? Myself, my son, and his father, Lewis Russell. And then we get to the third page. Okay. Now, the third page at the top starts to describe the harassment, whatever that she experienced. And it says on February 20th, 2026, Huda landed at LAX from NC, which is North Carolina, and threatened to jump off buildings, swearing on her daughter's life that she was going to on her life herself. After about 12 hours of terrifying and extremely mentally unstable threats against her, her daughter, and my son's lives, she Ubered to where my sons live and she broke into the building uninvited. Obviously. They said, were you harmed or injured because of the harassment? She says, mentally and emotionally, and in fear for my son and my own safety. It said, did the police come? Yes. Did they give you in person emergency protective order? No. This has a person harassed you other times. And this is where she says, via messages on social media. So let's head over to the fourth page. Okay. Once again, this is all public record. Now, this fourth page details how far she has to stay away. They said the stay away orders are for 100 yards away from my vehicle, me, the persons listed in page 3, my home, my job or workplace, my school, my children's place of child care. And then there's a personal conduct order as well, which they asked I asked the court to order the person in page 2 not to do any of the following things to me or any persons to be protected listed in page 3. And then one of the terms is to never contact the person either directly or indirectly in any way, including but not limited to in person, by telephone and writing, by public or private mail, mail, by email or text message, by fax, or by other electronic means. Okay. Now on to page 5 where it lists the TRO being granted. Now, has the person in page 2 been told you were going to court to seek a TRO against them? And then she put no. She said, my son's father has informed her that her actions have called for a restraining order. TRO was not specified. Okay, and then it kind of ends there. Other pages are just not even filled out. They're not asking any questions, but that's where she sort of detailed everything. Now, TMZ recently dropped an article as of March 18th, where Lewis talks about how the BM is keeping the son away from him and he's not like too happy about that, which to me, I'm like, I feel bad for Nicole, which is the BM, because if all of this is going on, why would she kind of want him around, not know if Hood is gonna be there or not, regardless of a TRO? Some of y'all don't know this girl, okay? That Huda is a thriller. Do you hear me? Okay. Now, TMZ put out this article and it says a source close to Nicole tells us Lewis also agreed to not allow Huda to meet their son and that Nicole knew Huda was unstable and insecure from the very beginning. We are told Lewis was living with Nicole and their son, and she asked him not to allow someone who he just met to track their son's whereabouts. Huda went crazy on him. They put that in parentheses, y'all. According to our source, TMZ says after everything happened in February, Lewis told Nicole she was right the whole time, down to her asking to not let Huda know where he is in Nicole's lives. Our source tells us Lewis stayed with Nicole for the whole week. After this incident, we're told Nicole made sure Huda never met their son and that Lewis encouraged Nicole to file the restraining order and sent Nicole text between Huda and him. Okay. And by the way, he is from the show Too Hot to Handle. But he says his ex gave him one concerning their kid. Break up with Huda or you can't see your son. Okay. Now, in the document as well, because there's a longer version, Nicole has unreasonably cut off all contact between him and their son, despite Lewis saying he agreed to not have his girlfriend Huda around him at the time of their visits. Okay, now I do feel like if she is present, that she should be able to see, he should be able to see the child. But I feel like alone, that's where it kind of gets tricky because for us that watch Love Island, Huda don't mind, straight up. Okay, I do wonder if this is going to affect anything career-wise with her because having a TRO on you is not the best thing, especially when it involves a child, because that goes into a whole nother can of worms. So I'm not surprised at this at all. Once again, I feel like it's kind of pathetic because had that had been somebody else, God forbid, oh, it'd been Olan. Oh my God. The blogs would have been posting that left, right. It would have ended up on CNN had Olan got caught up in some Mr. Drama like this. But since it's Huda, it's always she. That's crazy, Huda. That's what she does, allegedly. Anyways, let me know what y'all think down below about all of this. Do you guys think this will stop some opportunities for her? And do you guys believe all of these situations that the BM Nicole alleged happened actually happened? Let me know what y'all think down below. And we're our babies.